Got some news that might break a few hearts today, as Deus Ex Mankind Divided has a new online challenge mode complete with microtransactions. Now, just one thing I want to get out of the way before we even go any further. This is a separate mode from the main campaign. It is, of course, included in the $60 package, but it is not the main campaign. It's a separate mode that will hopefully not bleed its microtransactions to the rest of it. But before we go any further into that, let's talk details. This is going to be Breach mode, and will be developed by a team within Eidos, so we'll actually be supporting the game after Deus Ex Mankind Divided comes out in August, with new maps and weapons to be releasing for free. And I've got a bit of a statement here from Fleur Marty, who is the producer on Deus Ex, and he said, quote, "We've been wanting to give something on top of the main game for a while. We've been thinking what kind of experience we could offer the players. We thought that with all the systems, the core pillars of Deus Ex, if you forget for the minute the credible setups that are heavy on level design, if you could just take the systems and put them in little bite-sized abstract levels and have fun with them, it could be something." The context of the Breach levels is basically that you're doing them in sort of VR inside space, with a similar aesthetic to the VR missions from Metal Gear Solid, and you basically be hacking into various corporations from the game's own lore. There'll be short levels focused on various objectives, data extraction, data fragment collection, enemy elimination, and we'll have online leaderboards as well. Now here's where the microtransactions will come into play, as you'll have card packs with modifiers and boosters available, which is, you know, obviously a nod to the 1,000,001 card games that have come out in the wake of the success of Hearthstone. However, there's a bit more from Marty here, and he said, quote, "It makes sense to us when you're going to play Breach. A lot of players will experience it after the main game. They'll have their own playstyle, their favourite weapons, but with the booster packs, maybe they won't get their favourite weapon right away. It'll come later, so have a chance to experiment." As for the dreaded microtransactions, Marty says they'll be sensitively handled, and went on to say, quote, "It's going to be light because we want players to be able to go through the game without spending any money. There'll be booster packs you can buy with real money that will allow you to better the odds, and some cosmetic ones too." No mention of whether or not you can actually buy these loot packs, or whatever you want to call them, with in-game currency, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that you can, even though they didn't actually say that, but that's probably how they're doing things. Now, here's the thing. You know me, guys, if you watch my videos on these types of things before, my opinion is not going to surprise you. I detest microtransactions in full-price games most of the time. Now, as I said before, games like Overwatch is a bit different, because they cannot do traditional DLC. They can't do map packs, really, and they cannot 100% do character packs, or buyable characters. So the only way for them to monetize the game is obviously through loot drops that are completely and utterly cosmetic and have zero effect on the game, and the game doesn't really push you to buy them in any way. I've been playing for hours, and while I've been kind of tempted, I can't just buy a skin. It's all gambling, so I haven't done it myself. But the point is, there are some exceptions to this rule. It's not a hard and fast rule. In life, you can't really have a hard and fast rule for most things, you know. There's a bit of flexibility, a bit of context for these things. But I don't know, given their previous antics with the whole augment your pre-order thing, there just leaves a bad taste in my mouth for them to have microtransactions in a full-price $60 AAA release, which they know is going to sell gangbusters. Now, I am happy that it's not in the main game, but still, they are there, and I think this is going to upset a few people, and to be honest, I won't really blame them. They probably upset a fair few people and lost a fair few sales with that augment their pre-order thing, and this might also cause a few people to just be like, you know what, I'm done. And some might just kind of grin and bear it and enjoy the main campaign for what it is, not even touch the Breach mode, or if they do, don't buy the microtransactions. But the thing is, like, if they really wanted to give us extra content, they could just give us this extra mode. I actually quite like the sound of the extra mode. That's the sad thing. The extra mode does sound pretty cool. The sort of Deus Ex world of self-contained levels. We have to hack things and and they're free to not worry about the lore or whatever. You can just have cool levels in the Deus Ex universe with Deus Ex themes and lore and maybe even text relating to the main game and that sort of thing. But you don't have to put microtransactions in that. Just give it this extra mode. I mean, this game is undoubtedly going to have DLC. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't. And here they are putting microtransactions in a game that is full price. Yes, it's not the main campaign. I get that. That's cool. Great. 10 out of 10. But they still have this mode with microtransactions in it when it could have not had microtransactions. And usually when they say, oh yeah, but it's an option. Yeah, okay, it's an option. I don't have to buy it. Cool. Yeah, you're right. Congratulations. But here's the thing. I don't trust you. I don't trust you to have skewed it. So in order to get one loot box or enough currency for one loot box, I don't have to grind out my arse and I don't trust you to not tempt me. Just be like, come on, you can just spend that little bit of money. Come on, you know you want to. I mean, it's only $2. What's that, right? You will be tempted to do this because, you're a human being at the end of the day. And I don't trust you to not have done this. Even if you haven't done this, it's going to be there, back in my mind, like a gremlin, just wondering if you have. And it's going to be the same for many people. Many people might decide not to play this game at all now, and I won't really blame them. And then if they do, they probably won't touch this mode, because it's undoubtedly going to be skewed in favour of microtransactions, even if it's so slightly, because it's too tempting. And why are they even there? Just don't! Just have the cool mode. The mode sounds really cool. Why are these things there? That's all I want to know. Have DLC. Got no problem with DLC. Monetize the game. You need to have a steady stream of income to continue support, and all that. Cool. I'm 100% with you. But just please don't put microtransactions in full price games most of the time, okay? Overwatch case, cool, fine, excellent, go for it. Cases like that, fine. This leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But of course, you are free to disagree, and you're free to let me know in the comments and have a lovely discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.